The Perpetual Breakaway Podcast with your hosts Nick and Junior and producer Vince, bringing you elite fantasy hockey information to help you win your fantasy leagues and win at life.
Episode 177 of the Partial Breakaway Fantasy Hockey Podcast. I'm co-host Junior, accompanied by co-host Nick and producer Vince for another team preview, the Seattle Kraken. How are we doing, boys?
A little tired, you know?
Tired? Why? You had a tough weekend?
Happy birthday, Amalia.
Yes.
Our
My niece.
Yeah.
Junior's daughter.
my future daughter-in-law.
Arranged
no pressure, no
marriages.
pressure.
Tell your son to keep his hands off.
Well, today we are all wearing red because of the eyeball in the Seattle Kraken's logo. Because today is Seattle Kraken Day.
It's the
I
only.
thought it was just that time of the month.
And there go all the females that listen to us.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe your time of the month. Right?
Maybe.
Maybe your time of the month. And I promise everybody that we are not drinking any Kraken
Drinks?
What?
Isn't there a
Kraken
rum?
rum. Yeah,
Okay.
There's a very good rum, actually. They are not sponsors of this episode, as we don't have an alcoholic sponsor of this episode. But we are here to talk about team preview for the Seattle Kraken's 2026-27 season. And we'll be breaking down the Kraken. We'll be breaking down which players are fantasy relevant, which ones are due for a breakout, which ones to stay away from, and most importantly, which superstar will emerge from this team? None.
Does that even exist in Seattle?
Before we get all that, please don't forget to follow, like, subscribe on all social media platforms. Give us a 5-star review if you have a few moments. It means a lot to us. It might only take a moment for you. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. And
Twitter.
YouTube.
X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yes, that's
A little
correct.
more active these days on X, more than before.
Oh, finally somebody's actually not sleeping at the wheel.
Jeez.
Guys.
One more thing before you start.
Oh, shoot.
Because the episodes are shorter, we haven't really plugged them in, but I think we should give a shout out to our sponsors that have supported us so far.
Go.
So Patisserie Boulangerie Italia, ANC Photo Boots, and
Portira.
Sportira. Big thank you to them. So Sportira.apparel on Instagram, AAND Photo Boots on at Instagram as well, and Patisserie Boulangerie Italia. What's their that's their Instagram handle, right?
Jeez, my forehead's
Or
huge.
just Google it. My forehead or yours?
My forehead.
It's your hairline.
is.
It's the hairline, and it's this,
might,
this light is just shining off my bald head here.
You might need a trip to Turkey.
Yeah, well.
Speaking of turkey, that's some good turkey. Patisserie Boulangerie.
Cook.
I don't know.
All right, Nick, let's start off with Seattle. You're hosting the Seattle Kraken.
Do you guys remember when there was a listener that called me the old man in the middle?
Well,
All right.
It's like when Frank Saravalli kept getting called old, but he was like 26 years old just because he had white hair.
I've had white hair for a while. Then I got married and it became worse.
lost
Off-season, yeah, off-season recap. These are the changes that occurred for the Seattle Kraken, ins and outs. So there was no coaching change. Still a very defensively minded head coach in Lane Lambert. Who's out? Well, Tolvanen is gone. Jaden Schwartz is gone. And Oleksiak is
Jamie
out.
Oleksiak.
Oleksiak wasn't really fantasy relevant, but the other two kind of had some interest in there. Who's in? Well, Sami Samoskevich. And they paid quite a bit to get him. So Samoskevich is in. We'll talk about how that affects the team, I guess, a little bit later on. let's just move on with a little bit of the recap here. So their record, they were 27th last year in the NHL with a 34 wins, 37 losses, and 11 tie record. They were 28th in goals for. So again, fantasy relevance. This is the kind of thing you want to listen to. 226 goals for brought them to 28th. Goals against, they were 10th. So again, we were talking about a very defensive team. 263 goals against. They were 10th in the league. Power play, 22nd in the league, 19.5%. And penalty kill, 31st in the league with 72.2. Any of those numbers surprising, guys?
Well, for a defensive team, the penalty kill to be almost last is a bit insane. But
10th best goals against, but 31st in the penalty kill seems a little bit odd.
Yeah. The cord injury, I'm sure, hurt their penalty kill stats.
the goals for
The defensive system is like less effective without a good goalie on the penalty kill. Whereas
goals-
5-on-5 is a bit different.
the goals for doesn't surprise me.
Definitely.
The
not.
goals for does not surprise me either, and this is kind of where we get into a little bit of like a I don't know what to do with his team when it comes to fantasy wise, right? Like, who is it that I'm really looking at here to be great? So let's just get right into it here because there's fantasy stars.
Yeah.
Our tier one, which is fantasy stars, we say point per game or higher, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody here that could be point per game or higher?
Definitely not.
No.
Not right now,
Not yet.
anyways.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
not right now.
Okay. Well, that was short and sweet, guys. Thank you very much for coming to the episode. And
This is our third team preview, and it's the third consecutive team preview without a star, a reliable star,
and this is all in the same division.
all in the same division.
All right, our next tier is reliable starters. So here there's going to be some discussion because I'm pretty sure that the reliable starters area is going to be a little bit diverse or controversial.
Well,
Controversial.
It could be debatable. I wouldn't say controversial, but I'm sure there's going to be some agreements and disagreements.
All right. Reliable starters. We have Matty Beniers in this. I don't know who did this list, but this is horrible. Matty Beniers is on this. Jared McCann and Vince Dunn. Vince, since Vince Dunn has the same name as you, do you want to talk about Vince Dunn or you want to defend your take on Beniers here?
Well, Beniers, I mean, he went from 37 to 43 to 50 points. So you're assuming he's going to take that step this
No,
year
you're
again.
assuming.
Well, no. Following the stats that he's doing, you're assuming he's going to take that step ahead and progress like he is. It's just something has to give with the Seattle Kraken. At some point, someone has to get over 55 points in a season. They can't go another season with their highest point getter being Eberle at 55. So either the coach has to change something or, I mean, players have to come into their development. So to me, Beniers was the one that came that has the better chance of being that reliable starter. But you are right. He's not. I wouldn't put him ahead of the other two guys that I have on the list.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a reliable starter. I think he's more of a supporting cast player right now, but we're going to continue with our tier 2 and talk about Jared McCann.
Just one thing about Beniers. You know how we always say like a good season for a rookie is 45 points?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, other than his first full season where you got 57 points, he just hit 50 now, 4 years later. So I want, like, you know, we talk about the next leap. I would have loved to have seen it already. But he's not 24 yet, Nick. And you say 24-year-old season will tell you where this player will be or will trend to be.
All right, let's move on to Jared McCann. Jared McCann is on a contract year, Junior. Can Jared McCann be somebody that puts up enough points to become a reliable fantasy starter for us?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's hit 60 points in 80 games twice prior to last year. Last year he had 40 points in 52 games, so he was pacing for 63. His career best was 70 points in 79 games. Look, he's not going to be a star, that's for sure, right? But he gets power play 1. He gets top line minutes. He shoots over twice a game. And it's a contract year. How many times do we see contract years people go off, right? So I think he's likely to stay as a reliable starter, but like he's fringe, because still 60 points is not great, especially.
He flirts with 30 goals. He could flirt with 30 goals. He got 40 one year, which is the year he got 70, but then 29. The year before, 20, 24, 20, 25, 22. Last year in 52 games, he got 20, so he could have gotten to that 30 mark if he played 82 games. So, but I mean, it's just so difficult to.
I mean, he's guaranteed top power play, right?
Yeah, he has to be. Who else are they going to put?
The only problem is that a 22nd power play in the league is not really giving you much.
No.
Correct. And he's arguably their
closest thing to a star.
Yeah, he's like their best player, if you will, as a forward.
Yeah.
Only averaging 16 minutes a game.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the matter? I don't get these coaches. As defensive as you want to be, you're worst in the league in goals, or 28th worst in goals for. At some point, you got to play your offensive players.
Yeah, okay, but you're looking at one side, right? You're looking at the fantasy aspect of it, which is exactly what you should be doing because you have a fantasy podcast. But at the end of the day, these coaches also take a lot of internal analytics. They look at when this player's their best pitch count, in baseball, you can't put the guy out there more than this or it's not effective anymore. If you put him out too little, he's not going to be effective either. So you kind of find that balance. These coaches are looking at a lot more stuff than just points like me and you are, right? So maybe that's the reason. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is that on a contract year, you're expecting this guy to do something
this year
to get that paycheck, which we all know should be coming for this player. What about Dunn? What can you tell us about Dunn?
Well, just copy and repeat what you just said. He's on a contract year also. So
interesting.
2 guys on that power play on a contract year. 4 out of 4, and he's a UFA. So, I mean, people might say we might be repeating ourselves, but 80% of the time when players are on contract years, they decide that that's the year they're going to go off to get that next contract. So the one thing Seattle has is these 2 players that are key to their team are both fighting for a contract next
I
year.
think you guys are actually convincing me into drafting these players into the Tidy League. Because
we drafted Vince Dunn.
We drafted Vince Dunn, but
Yeah.
McCann is our pick is coming up soon, and McCann should be available. So we'll see how that goes.
And,
Go ahead.
No, I'll save it for later.
All
It's
right.
relevant for another segment.
Okay, so let's move on to the supporting cast where Benier should probably be. Bobby McMahon, who is a new addition to this team, but was before the actual trade deadline. So we didn't add him in our previous segment. What do we think about Bobby McMahon as a supporting cast player? What's his point upside? What can we really expect from him?
That's the other thing. We have no idea. He's 29, played mostly in the AHL, played 2, 4, 5 seasons in the NHL. Last year with Seattle, 18 games played, 10 goals, and 19 goals in 60 games played with Toronto. So in all, 29 goals. So he was flirting with the 30-goal mark. Any player that flirts with the 30-goal mark sometimes a reliable starter. So I don't know. The problem I see here is he's got no Matthews or Tavares that he's playing with on this team, right? Their second line centerman right now is Chandler Stevenson or Shane Wright, who is very public that they want to trade. So I don't know. I mean, Seattle just worries me fantasy wise.
Well, in 18 games with Seattle, he had 10 goals, 4 assists, 14 points in 18 games. So we have a very small sample size. The guy caught fire and he just never let up, right? But He played, I think, mostly with Beniers and Eberle, partially with Stevenson as well. So, I mean, there is some chemistry already that was built, right? So, is he gonna continue off that? I think the type of player that he is, within the minutes he gets, he can be effective. Now, is he going to be a 30-goal scorer? I don't know, but I think I almost feel more comfortable in a redraft in a deep league drafting a McMahon over Beniers.
Ooh, wow, that's a big statement.
I don't think it's that big of a
No,
statement. I think it's
you
pretty.
guys really gave up on Beniers?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I just got to the point where I need to see it. I need to see it to.
That's how I feel about McTavish, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this year McTavish, St. Louis, so
Yeah, at least he has a change of scenery,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And so does McMahon. So this is going to be interesting to see how he supports his change of scenery moving forward. The next supporting player that we have here is Brandon Montour. So again, tier 3, what are we expecting in tier 3? Like less than 60 points. Most likely, for a defenseman anyways, we're hoping 30 to 40 points. Supporting cast player?
yeah, I think that's fair.
I think that's fair. What do we think about Brandon Montour? What does he bring in a fantasy team? How relevant is he moving forward?
he scores goals as a defenseman. 11, 16, 18, 11 in 64 games last year. I mean, he scores goals.
Okay.
Points wise, last year, 32 points in 64 games. He flirts. I mean, he had that one awesome year of 73 points, but he flirts between 40 and 45 points, which for a defenseman is not. It's out of the top 20, but it's not a bad. As long as he's not your number one defenseman, I
I feel like
for your team.
a 40-point defenseman. I think we're probably putting them in the right spot here by saying supporting cast. Like he's not your core piece,
Yeah,
right?
like in LPHL, we dress 4 defensemen. He's my 4th defenseman.
Yeah, which is perfect.
Which is perfect. We get points for shots on goal, and he's almost at 3 shots a game, and he scores, guys. Defensemen's
That's an 11-team league, by the way.
yeah, defenseman goals, double digits. Like that's what makes him relevant, though. Also, is the goals. If he goes down to like 8 or 7 goals and 40 points, it's a little less.
And he does it without the top power play.
Yeah, only 40% of power play.
Yeah, that
But-
sounds like second.
The guy plays though a full period. Plays 22 minutes and a half per game.
Yeah, he's relied upon greatly on this team in order to provide ice time, and his periffs aren't bad either.
He shoots a ton as well.
He shoots a ton, right? He blocks more than a block per game on average. So
Yeah, same for hits. He's about actually, yeah, that's it. On average, a hit, a block, 2.5 shots.
yeah, it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Again, sporting cast.
Supporting cast player, and now we have some streamers to talk about. Now, streamers is our tier 4.
Waiver wire pickups. basically.
Usually waiver wire pickups. You're hoping that they catch lightning in a bottle at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe a hot streak here and there.
Or like a breakout.
Or maybe like a
candidate.
breakout candidate. And I think that fits perfectly a guy like Berkeley Catton. Because as we've spoken about, I think with Victor as well, several times, Berkeley Catton is probably the most talented player that this team has. Well, they just drafted Chase Reed, so we'll see about that.
Yeah.
But offensively, Berkeley Catton is the best offensive player. Can I say that? Like pure
Skill-wise?
skill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think that's safe.
So you're hoping that this guy becomes into that fantasy superstar tier eventually. He's not there yet, though. Right? Can we rely on him to be more than a streamer? Would you put him ahead of Berniers?
Well, that's just talking crazy now. But I mean, 17 points in 66 games. It's not what you're looking for out of a rookie, but their first year. But he's 19. He's a young rookie. So,
He's 20 and a half.
no, but when he started last
Oh,
year,
yeah.
he was
Yeah, he
19,
was
right?
young. Last year he was young.
Like for a 19-year-old to come into the NHL and play in the NHL already is young. It's a situation in Seattle. I don't know if the coaches have worked on a different system, on a system that maybe could be a bit more offensive or help their more offensive players. But it's with Seattle. It has to do a lot with the system, and even how much trust is the when you have a coach who's so defensive, he's gonna trust his defensive players more than his pure offensive players. So you might have a Goudreau who might have more points than more minutes than a Berkeley Canton, which makes no sense.
Do you mean like a Frederick Goudreau?
A Frederick Goudreau, yeah.
Jeez.
So time on ice is important. Offensive time is important. Time is important. So we'll see what Lambert has in store for us this year.
Okay. Chandler Stevenson. Anything to talk about with Chandler Stevenson? I would have put him in the avoid category, but I mean, we have him here in the streamer category. Is there a reason for that?
He still puts up points. I just feel like he put up 49 points last year in 80 games. So, I mean, if you're in a cap league, maybe because it's 6.25, 40 points, 50 points is, but he's flirted 64, 65, 51, 51. So
In Vegas.
yeah. So even Seattle, 51 points in 78 games.
Yeah, far cry from 65.
Oh yeah, but it's like we said, the different players we're playing with, right? Just like what we were saying about Bobby. Oh man, that's gonna be confusing this year.
Bobby McMahon or
McCann,
Jared McCann?
The one who played for Toronto.
I can't wait to hear about these broadcasters saying
Yeah.
McMahon.
So yeah, I mean, he puts up 50 points. To me, that's a streamer. It's a good waiver pickup, especially if you catch him on the hot week.
Okay, so then why did you say Jordan Eberle is your player to avoid on this team?
So the biggest thing with Jordan Eberle, which also has been stated on radio stations, is he's had a late off season because of an injury that happened during the summer, and he's 36 years old. So when you start getting injured before the league even starts at that age, it's very hard to recuperate, or it's harder to recuperate. So this is where I feel like Eberle will you know how we say people take the ski hill down? I think this year is where Eberle will take that ski hill down.
Okay, so guys, I have a very question that's not on the board here because I think that we really need to talk about it. Where would you put Samoskevich in this whole tier list? The Fantasy Star, Reliable Starters, Supporting Cast Streamers. Samoskevich is a player that they paid a lot to get. What do we think that Samoskevich is going to do on this team?
I like Samoskevich. I really like the fact that Seattle went to get him. Does his coach worry me? Yes. He didn't play much in Florida, and the coach, Lambert, in Seattle kind of spreads his ice time evenly. So I don't see him getting much more of a deployment than the 14 and a half minutes he got last year. I'm expecting him, by the time the season's done, to be a supporting cast player. But to start the season, I don't think I could put him there. I think he's got to be a streamer. I think we have to see what his deployment's going to be like.
So you're thinking maybe like a 40 point, between 40...
40, 50, closer. I think he could hit closer to 50.
Wow.
I think, he could be a good replacement for Tovanen, and Tovanen did pretty well last year.
Right. Well, it just seems to me like it's more of the same. You just went out and you got another second to third rounder.
Yeah. Just younger.
Middle six player. So now you have a bunch of middle six players and Jared McMahon. And Berkeley Catton is still too young to be that top player. All right, let's move on to the next part, which I believe is goaltending.
Junior will listen soon.
Sure is.
All right, but before the goaltending, we're going to have a word from our sponsor. Any second now.
You have to do it, Nick.
I know, but I don't know. I don't have this. It's not here.
It all comes down to this. The best of 7 battle of DraftKings has covered every step of the way. Like 2 months ago. The DraftKings Sportsbook app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. Sweat every shift of the series all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code THPN, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code THPN. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
With DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, that text pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings Predictions involves risk of loss. Sportsbook bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in Predictions dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks expire in 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends June 28. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
All right. So last year, the goaltending situation for the Seattle Kraken was a little bit all over the place. Why? Because they had Joey Decord as their starter, and he was actually pretty reliable in my books. He did have a goal saved above expected of -6.2, which is not great, but in 47 starts, it's to be expected on a team that wasn't that great. Philip Grubauer was the other goalie on the team. 32 starts, 5.7 goals saved above expected. They had a handful of games from Matt Murray, 3 games from Nikki Kokko, a game for Victor Osman. Anyways, what do we think about the goaltending situation here in Seattle, and why are you not high on Joey Decord, Vince?
Yeah, I don't know. I think last season was the real Joey Decord. I mean,
Wow.
back he had good seasons. Let me just see the years here. Sorry, not.
Kind of a late bloomer.
Yeah, well, I mean, before he had those seasons in 23, 24, 24, 25, which was 2.75 goals against, 906 save percentage, 2.46 goals against, 916 save percentage. He was at a 315 with 9 save percentage, 900, but 5 games. So this is basically his 4th season where he's coming in as a number 1 goaltender. Before that, so I just believe the team in front of him isn't helping him very much. Like when your power play is ranked 28, your shorthand is ranked 10th. That means because mostly your Joey Decord is.
Your shorthanded is not ranked 10, my friend. Your shorthanded
goals,
is
what was-
ranked 31st.
Goals
Your
against
goals
was-
against was ranked
Yeah.
10th, which means that they did very well defending in front of him.
Yes, but shorthanded killed them, which
The power play, yeah, the penalty kill killed
I
them.
mean, when your special teams doesn't work, it doesn't help your goaltender. We'll put it that way. So, and the only good thing with Joey Decord is I don't see him playing less than 60 games next year.
60?
I don't see him playing. Who's going to play the other games? Philip Grubauer?
Oh, he did very well, Grubauer, last year. He had 5.7 goals saved above expected. He did very well last year. In fact, they were saying that it was like a resurgence year for Grubauer last year.
So you
Yeah,
think
don't fall
Grubauer-
for it. Don't
yeah.
fall for it.
Don't fall for it. I agree with you. But out of like if we're looking at Joey Decord, I don't think 60 is in the books, but 50, he could do 50, maybe 55 at the most.
Do you think he
Oh, he
Go
played
back in-
47 and he was hurt, no?
He was hurt. He got hurt, yeah.
So,
But that's it. Imagine 47 and injured. Because even Grubauer, if I'm not mistaken, was injured at some point too last year.
Well, that's why they had Matt Murray in, they had Victor Osman in, they had
But
Nikki
what
Kokko in.
convinces you guys he can go back to his previous season with a team that you saw in front of you?
Well, I think the team is very, very, very good defensively. So that always helps a goalie out when it comes to goalie numbers. If you look at Philadelphia is not a high-scoring team. But Vladar's numbers were out of this world because he has a very good defensive system in front of him. So, yes, there's a very good chance that Joey Decord is a very reliable fantasy goalie again next year because of how good the defensive system is in front of him. And they didn't really lose much. Alexiak is the only guy they lost. They didn't add much either, though, so who knows? Like, you're really hoping for a step forward from Beniers. You're hoping for a step
From the
forward
young
from
guys, like every
Brooklyn
team.
Catton.
they need a bit of offense to help them out, especially in the win department. That's what's going to make a goalie like this who doesn't get challenged much in game it's going to be the wins because he had 7 steals last year, and in his career year he had 6 the year before. So, he had 1 more steal than he did the year before, and the year before was a career year. So, his quality starts is still just over 50%. Could be his last 2 seasons were about 60% quality starts. So yeah, he was a bit off last year, but at some point,
The quality starts are pretty decent.
Yeah, 50%. You wanted to see a little bit over.
The previous 2 years.
Yeah, the 60%. Now, is that who he really is? I think he could be that. I think he could be a 60% quality starter with a GAA of under 3, and save percentage of 900 plus. Again, it's going to be the wins. The cord needs wins, and I don't know how much of those he'll get.
So neither of you believe in Grubauer, right?
Not even as a streamer.
Not even as a streamer. Okay. All right. Interesting. In a cap league, ladies and gentlemen, best bang for buck contracts that are out there. So Jared McCann has 1 year left at $5 million.
Not for long.
$5 million if he scores 30 goals.
For this year, it's
$5 million is a great contract this year, but he is a UFA.
Yeah.
So that means that we're expecting him to, if he does score 30 goals again, he might go up to $9 million next year. Right? So in a dynasty league, you're kind of worried about that, but for this year, he's great.
Yeah, and I'd say the same for Vince Dunn. Just over $7 million for a defenseman who's getting you 45 points, 11 goals, plenty of power play time. I think that's a decent contract to have, especially at the rate that they're going now. He's going to get close over 10 next year.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's his last year that you're going to see him under 10.
Yeah, might make him a little bit... he might flirt with fantasy relevancy if he goes above 10. Unless, it all depends on your salary cap and your leagues there, but...
Oh, listen, the new contracts nowadays are very different, right? Like, who do you prefer?
Bowen Byram got 12.5.
So who do you prefer, Bowen Byram or Vince Dunn? I think they're two very similar players.
Yeah, I was going to say very similar.
They're very similar players.
I'm curious to see what Byram does with Chicago. It's hard to tell. But,
Absolutely, but I don't see 60 points in his future. I see him closer to 50. Vince Dunn's 45 to 50 points kind of thing, right?
These guys need double-digit goals, though. He's had 4 consecutive seasons of double-digit goals.
And last year he was a minus 24, which is...
and Montour was minus 21, by the way.
Jeez, that's really bad, eh?
Yeah.
See where the problem is.
Lane Lambert.
So a good defensive system, but maybe don't play them 25 minutes a game, these guys. I don't know. But
so Matty Beniers, 6 years left at $7.1 million contract.
Vince has him everywhere, this guy.
I don't loves Matty Beniers.
I don't even have him. No, the reason I put Matty Beniers...
He takes selfies with Matty Beniers.
The only reason,
AI selfies,
the only reason I put Matty Beniers is because he's the only player that has number one...
Because you have a crush on him.
No, I don't even have him as a player. I traded him, actually. So he plays number one centerman, number one PP, and he's only making $7 million. Like, people are signing $18 million.
Yeah.
$16 million. If he could just crack the 60 points, it's a fantastic contract at 7.1.
And then you imagine Nick Suzuki at $7 million at 100 points.
That's like a highway robbery.
90 to 100 points, that guy.
So, yeah. That's why I had Matty Beniers. We're hoping that in those 6 years, there's going to be 3 years where he's going to be able to hit those 60 to 70 points.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be this year necessarily. Moving on to bad contracts. Well, there are no real bad contracts because this team doesn't really have star players. Right? There's nothing.
They don't swing for the fences.
Well, they tried.
This is a Ron Francis built team.
Yeah.
You could tell. He picks all these two-way players, and this is the way to play the game. And
he's not there anymore.
He's not there anymore, no. But he built this team.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
So, and you saw it because Carolina was very similar while he was there.
Yeah.
And they had to get rid of him in order to start getting some star players coming in there,
And credit to Seattle. They
tried.
They swung. Panarin,
Oh, yeah.
The Robertson.
Robertson, $15 million a year.
Yeah.
Was it 15?
And the trade was accepted, so he just had to accept the contract, and he didn't want to. So they're swinging to see if they can get that superstar talent. It's just for now.
Can you imagine fantasy GMs who had Robertson when they saw that he might go to Seattle?
For $15 million
Holy
man.
crap!
to put up 55 points. All right, let's scroll down here a little bit so I can see what's next. This guy, I thought you were making fun of me last episode, right?
Yeah, you forget, when you gotta do multitask here. I'm
You're
not
not doing-
Yeah, you're not doing
all
anything.
you're doing
You're
is
talking.
this.
All right, guys. This is our rapid fire. So we have different categories on our rapid fire. Must draft, draft if value drops, late round flyer, people to keep on your watch list, people to avoid at all costs, and a possible breakout candidate or two.
Guess who?
So, Vince, go ahead with your breakout candidate.
I have Matty Beniers as my breakout.
Just marry him already.
Listen, it is what it is. I really believe third overall he got picked. There's talent there. So let's go. Matty Beniers, career year this year.
Career year means what to you?
If he gets between 60 and 70 points, I'm happy.
Wow.
60 to 70.
Yeah, you
Never
got-
hit more
Never
than
hit
57.
60, but he's going to 70, ladies and gentlemen. And that's not even a bold prediction.
That's why it's a breakout candidate.
It's a breakout candidate. All right. Well, Junior, can you give me something more reasonable, please?
My guy is to be avoided at all costs. Chandler Stevenson's relevance in fantasy is over. It started declining as of 3 seasons ago. 49 points in 80 games. Might seem okay, you think, but the guy, if he doesn't get points, first of all, he doesn't shoot.
Didn't we have him as a streamer?
Yeah, well, I disagreed with it clearly, but he doesn't shoot, just barely 1 shot per game. He doesn't score. Never got 20. Once in his 10-year career did he score 20 goals. He's just not relevant. He does nothing. He doesn't block. He doesn't hit. He doesn't shoot. He
wins
score.
faceoffs.
He wins faceoffs. You know what? If you find a league that gives you the most points for faceoffs only,
He's
Fine.
your number one pick.
and you know what? At some point, I had this guy. I traded for him in a fantasy league years ago when he was still a little bit relevant.
We don't feel.
Well, you used to be bad at this.
we don't feel
fantasy
the
game.
we don't feel the bitterness, Junior.
But no, he's just not relevant, and some people still try to make him be relevant, but it's done. And another reason for that is I do think the young guys like Beniers, Catton, Wright are going to take another step in their development, and that should push him down.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So Nick, what's
Even
yours?
So I have a breakout candidate as well. Not only Vince gets to say breakout candidates here, but Berkeley Catton is definitely my breakout candidate. He has the most talent out of everybody. We've already explained this. Is it going to be this year? I can't guarantee it, but I kind of feel like he's going to take a real big step forward this year. And then maybe again in a couple of years, another step forward. So Berkeley Catton, for me, is my breakout candidate. And I could see him flirting with 50 points this year.
That would be nice. That's a nice...
It's a nice step forward. It's a nice little breakout there.
So, more points. I'm going to ask you because I already know Vince's answer. Beniers or Catton this year?
For this year,
Beniers, because he gets
it's
the
kind of
opportunity.
hard. It's kind of hard. Like I'm hoping Catton could match Beniers this year.
What a political answer, Sky.
Like Catton won't get the opportunity Bernier has. That's the thing. So that's
You
it.
think so?
No,
I think Catton's going to be top power play. I think Catton's going to.
Yeah.
He's the most reliable.
with this coach,
Well-
he might put Frederick Goudreau as their top power player.
Beniers was their most deployed forward last year. 19 minutes of ice a game.
All right. Moving on to bold predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start wrapping this up here. Bold predictions for this Seattle Kraken's team in 2026-27.
Very simple. Vince Dunn, contract year, career, 60-plus points.
Wow.
Joey Decord, for the first time in his career, will get 30 wins.
Wow. Riker Evans.
Might have to play 82 games for it, but he's going to get 30 wins.
Riker Evans this year will have as many points as Montour.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, we didn't talk a lot about Riker Evans because we don't have enough time on this podcast to go through every single player, but I think he is a possible breakout candidate as well.
So just for context, Montour last year, 32 points. Riker Evans, 17.
Yeah, but Montour 65 games.
Riker Evans, 67.
Yeah. What do we see Seattle? If you see the Cord with 30 wins, they're not finishing 28.
No, they're going to miss the playoffs, but they're going to be closer to a wild card. I think they take a step.
Yeah, I think they could flirt with wild card. I don't think they make it all ultimately.
No, I think they're flirting with the bottom of the list this year.
Again, really, we just went through Vancouver and Calgary.
Yeah.
You think they have less?
Not
talent?
less, but they're going to be flirting with the bottom 7.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for staying this long. If you did stay this long, give us a thumbs up and a review. 5 stars, hopefully. But if not, just join the conversation. Where do you guys think that Seattle's going to finish this year?
Are we out of our minds to think that Beniers might have a chance here to hit 60 points?
Never!
Vince's. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good night, peeps.